Hello there, it's Nigby. This is a challenge lock from Left Hand Loki. It's not engraved or anything, so you'd never know it was a challenge lock. There's nothing on the key or anything like that. It's based on a 6-pin dormer. It's got a Slage style keyway. Don't know which one that is. So he's called it Franken-Steen. Which is based around the Dr. Frankenstein and the monster that was created. The idea is that this has already been to one other picker in the UK. It's been to Hopecomplex, and he's picked it, and then he's done what Loki had in mind, which is make a further modification to it. So it's a bit like a pass the parcel challenge lock. I know that from talking to him that Hopecomplex did something to pin 6 now. I swore from having picked a couple of his locks that it was pin 1. If you can see that, some work has been done on pin 1 already. And that really had the whiff of Hopecomplex about it. So this coming up is my pick and gut of it. Managed to get it on camera. Didn't seem to pick the same way twice. So what you're going to see is one of the better times on picking it. It's taken me anything up to 5 minutes to get it. On the actual trying to get it on film, it went well. Normal challenge lock stickiness from the key, but you lift it and everything's smooth. So yeah, coming up to my pick and gut. After this, I've put it back together just for this video. After this, I'm going to make a modification to it, and then I'm going to send this on to Lockpicking Paul, who's going to pick it in this form. Sorry, not in this form, in the form that I leave it in after my modification. So my modification could well make it easier. No expert on anything to do with making challenge locks, but an interesting way for me to start. So thanks to Left Hand Loki, thanks to Hopecomplex, and best of luck, Lockpicking Paul. But coming up is my pick and gut. And yeah, that's how I look in real life, that reflection. Thanks for watching. Okay, in the voice. Not going to be doing an awful lot of talking, I don't think, on this. I'm just going to feel quite lucky to get this on camera. It's even though I've picked it half a dozen times now, I seem to pick it differently each time. But let's see how we go on. And we're going on badly already. Let's start again. Okay, click, and into a slight false set. Back on 6 now, click. That's number 3, back into that false set, and another little click from that. So now just slowly testing these lower pins at the back. And now it seems to be time to start on these really high ones at the front. Okay, that felt like it was actually set. Okay. And there we go. That's a reasonable time. Okay, so found picking this anti-clockwise far better than clockwise. Just seemed to be able to control my tension a lot better, and for me it was all around these front pins. Okay, now I've not gutted it, but so I'll need to gut this and see what's inside it, have a look at it, and then it's up to me to make a modification to it. So let's take a little bit of that zoom off. And try and keep it in focus or in shot. Not that I'm over bothered. If people don't believe I've picked something, then that's their problem. So what I've noticed, Loki, is I don't know if it came out like this or maybe Hopecomplex forgot to put it back in, but I'll replace it. I've got some spare screws, and that's it, and pins, springs and pins. So 100% I'm going to shim this. Okay, and yeah, that looks like the right size follower. Where are the pins going to be? They're going to be there. Okay, and just set that to one side. So sorry about the creak. Just put that down because my camera base is not sticking to this wood very well at all. Okay, so and we're going to keep these pins in the right order, the right configuration. So that's one really serrated key pin, standard in 2, another really serrated key pin in 3, standard in 4, standard in 5, and okay, I think that this in number 6 is the one that Hopecomplex has worked on. So let's just have a look at that. Typical camera focus issues. Yeah, so that's it's been turned into a little torpedo. Let's have a look at the core. I don't think anything has been done by anybody to the core, and I doubt I will actually be doing. Come on, focus. What is wrong with you? Okay, that's about the best I can get it. So yeah, I don't think anything has been done to that core, as I say, and because I'm no challenge lock expert in terms of making, I won't be. I don't think I'm going to be attempting on that either. So just get myself around the camera a bit better so that we can see these pins as they come out, because again need to be kept in order. Okay, so I'm going to assume this. I'm going to show the pins in detail after, but I'm going to have to assume that that's something that Loki's done, because that does not look like a standard key pin. We've got some sort of T pin with a serration in 2. Just need to be very careful to keep the orientation correct. And that looks like a checkers pin in 3. And that looks like a bullet. Is that maybe from the... Is there a munitions set? Okay. Another checkers pin in 5. Oops. And another checkers pin in 6. And if you look down that core, if we can get some focus on there, doesn't look like any core modifications. and I'm going to leave the springs in as normal just to save me work in reassembling. So let's give you a close-up on those pins. So as I say, I think this is the pin that Hopecomplex has modified, and it looks like there's a lot of checkers pins gone in into the rest of it. Don't know about that one. I don't even know if any of these are standard at all. Obviously these 3 key pins are standard, but yeah, that one's a pretty wild one. Been a lot. Right, sorry about the end of that video. It seemed to have cut off. I've just rewatched it to remind myself of what I said, because it's been a little while since I recorded that. It's taken me some time to do my modification. Not being a challenge lock maker, I had to sit and think about what would make this lot harder to pick. So I thought I'd, because it's Frank-En-Steen, I thought I'll just drill a big hole through the core and everything, and stick a bolt through it, and put some nuts either side of it. So that should make it fairly tricky to pick. It doesn't even seem to want to work with the key anymore, so maybe that's a step too far. But this is going on to lock picking Paul now. He can see if he can pick it with my modification done. Accompanying the lock is a book. I did actually print a label for the front of this, but since I've come to actually refine the book and write up and do all this, I've lost the label, so I'll get another one reprinted. And it's just a log of where it's been. Put some changes into it in this margin. I've just put a record of who's modified what as it goes along, and just put my sticker in there. So yeah, thanks a lot for the chance at doing this, Loki. Thanks to Hopecomplex for the first modification, and best of luck to Lockpicking Paul with my modification. Let's see how you go on with that, Paul.